Welcome back. A new support group has popped up for young people between the ages of 16 to 20 who have experienced a loss. It's called It's Okay to Espresso Your Feelings. Did you guys come up with that name?
We had some help from some teenagers, some of the staff's kids, and yeah.
I like it. I like it. So we've got Jan and Kristen with us today from Red River Hospice. Both of you, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Never heard of a group like this before. So whose kind of brainchild was it? How'd you come up with it?
Well, we know that in the community and for that age group in general, it's really a group that gets underserved. And I don't think people really always understand that they really do have a need, and they kind of get lost in the shuffle. So we just decided, let's try something new. And we were on the Sunday night is kind of a difficult time, I know, for some people, but kids are so busy. Teenagers, they just have something all the time. So we are kind of going out on the limb and trying this on a Sunday night in a coffee shop, and hopefully it'll go well.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Have you had any meetings yet? Or you have a first one coming up? Or
The first one will be this Sunday at 8 o'clock, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm excited.
Yeah, you should be. I mean, 16 to 20-year-olds are going through a lot in life.
Absolutely.
Does it have to be something that is associated with a loss, or can people just kind of show up at
Kind of any kind of loss, not just a death, but maybe a parent's divorce, or that they had to move, or anything like that.
And, you think of college kids too when they're moving maybe in a new campus, or having to make all those changes. There is a lot of, I think when we think about loss, we definitely think about grief by death. But there's so many other things that cause kids to have stress with loss. So we want to hit them all if we can. Yeah.
So did you have young people coming to you and saying, hey, I really wish there was some kind of peer group or?
Well, we go into the high schools now and then and do kind of a program there, and there seemed to be a real need there, and it's just an underserved group in this community and in many communities.
Yeah. So you mentioned Sunday night, so kind of give us some details about where, when, how long.
We're going to be at Atomic Coffee downtown on Broadway, and it will be for an hour and a half, give or take, an hour and a half. And we'll start at 8 o'clock, and the kids can buy their own coffee or treats or whatever, and we'll meet in the back room.
Nice. Now, is it kind of a lecture setting, or is it just sitting around in small groups, or?
It depends on how many people we get. We don't really know yet. It's a new thing, and so we'll see what happens.
Most of our groups are led pretty casually, where we kind of introduce ourselves, let them introduce themselves, and just kind of let it go where the kids and where the people that come to our groups feel like they want it to go. We usually bring some issues and some things that we can talk about if there's a lull, but chances are once they get started, it's going to be hard to keep them reeled in, which typically happens, which is pretty cool.
For parents out there that might be wondering, hey, my son or daughter seems a little bit different than normal or whatnot, what are some things they should be looking for to go, maybe this group might be a good idea for them?
Yep. I think with teenagers, it's such a hard population to figure out what's normal and what isn't normal. So I think if you're questioning if they've had a loss, if they've had anything that has happened that might be different, look for those kinds of things like, isolating themselves, not wanting to participate, but be aware that that is also teenage behavior. One of the things that we would encourage parents to do is to give us a call. We'd be happy to listen and just kind of walk them through. We are pretty good about figuring out, let's just try it once. Teenagers don't like to do things that are out of sorts, but once they get in and visit with us many times, they find that it is pretty helpful. So I think if they either can give us a call and talk to us at any time, our phones are always available.
I got 30 seconds left. We can bring the graphic up one more time. Tony, just remind people where and when, please.
It's at Atomic Coffee on Broadway. This Sunday night is when we'll start. We have 3 Sundays planned so far, and it will be at 8 o'clock.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Look forward to a good turnout. So go check it out Sunday night at Atomic Coffee in downtown Fargo. All right, stay with us. We got much more coming up right after this.